The New York Giants got themselves a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. And after that loss, Eagles offensive lineman Lane Johnson blasted the Eagles offense with a couple comments that make a lot of sense to me. And the Giants, they rookies, they shine in that win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all know we going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back to another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another daily episode. No matter where you come from or who you root for, this is the place for you if you love talking football. So if you locked in, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles took that loss versus the New York Giants 17-34. And in that fourth quarter, it got out of hand. You seen Jalen Hurts throw that interception. You seen A.J. Dillon fumble that ball. And it was an offense that was very, very stagnant throughout the game. To one point, the Eagles ran back, two back, two back, two back, tush pushes just to get some points on the board. It was ridiculous. And after that loss, Lane Johnson had some words along with some other Philadelphia Eagles, but I want to hone in on the veteran for the Philadelphia Eagles, pretty much saying this: we were winning, but not dominated. Then he went on to say, I'm with Kevin Patello until the end. A lot of it comes down to execution. We'll go back and look at this tape and see what we got to fix. But moving forward, maybe more efficient, less predictable, and capitalize on big plays and explosives, end quote. Now, there's one play to where Jalen Hurts had Devontae Smith blaring up the sideline as open as you can be in the NFL. He missed him. He missed them. That was bad. But the Philadelphia Eagles, man, right now on the season is just averaging 274 yards per game, which is 29th in the league. And with just 179 passing yards per game and under 100 rushing yards per game, which is ranking near the bottom of the league in both categories. Now, that is absolutely ridiculous when you consider that you have Saquon Barkley in your backfield. It's not like you have a no-name back there. You have Saquon Barkley and A.J. Dillon back there, but I also think that with all this shit coming from A.J. Brown, it's getting in the heads of a lot of the players and the offensive coordinator who has to call this game. Again, I don't necessarily find A.J. Brown being a major problem in the Philadelphia Eagles locker room, but I will say his actions, the things that he's doing, is affecting the game plan, and the guys need to lock in, hone in, and get to running the ball first. Rushing Saquon Barkley in a game 12 times is not going to do it. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. And another thing, when we talk about predictability for the Philadelphia Eagles, it's very, very simple. Y'all in shotgun too damn much. Get under center. Get your behind under center. Kevin Patullo, you are the offensive coordinator. Get Jalen Hurts under center. Run the rock. Run some play action off that. It's not to say that you necessarily have to fully neglect being in shotgun, but when you're in shotgun so much, you're not doing anything to disguise anything, and you're allowing the Giants to say, oh, this is a run play. Oh, this is a pass play, and just allowing them to be able to do whatever the hell that they want to do. What are we doing? Eagles have to fix it, and I'm not mad at Lane Johnson for blasting the Eagles offense because they have been absolutely terrible the last 2 weeks in games that they were supposed to win, absolutely win, and they lost. And y'all got whooped by the New York Giants. Whooped by the New York Giants. The Philadelphia Eagles, I don't know what team that was because they clearly outmatched the New York Giants, but last night the New York Giants had more heart than the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, but look at the score. Look at the score. That's all you gotta do is look at the score and you tell me what happened. You tell me what happened when at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, the way they was trying to make a comeback and they made some big plays to get down in the field, and then Jalen Hurts threw an interception. And then when you got to go up tempo, up the field, and AJ Dillon is fighting and clawing and scratching for extra yards and then get the ball punched out while he's jumping over the first line marker, first down marker. Come on, bro. It has to be better. And you can't just sit there and be in shotgun every single play, Kevin Patullo. So yes, I'm with these Eagles players who have spoken out, especially Lane Johnson, the future Hall of Famer, has spoken out and said we need to be less predictable because you are very, very much predictable, very predictable, and it has to change right now. But enough about them, and I got to talk about the victors of the game. The New York Giants rookies, they good. The New York Giants rookies shine in a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, and Cam Scatterboot. He got himself 3 touchdowns, and I think I seen about 50 backflips from him yesterday. My man's was on the Jesse White tumbling team. You feel me? Shout out to my people in Chicago. He was on the tumbling team. You feel me? Cam Scatterboot is a monster. I seen him put Zach Braun on his backside when he was too high trying to tackle. Cam Scatterboot will run through a brick wall and probably knock a hole in the brick wall. The wall might not fall, but there's going to be a hole in the brick wall. This man, Cam Scatterboot, had 19 carries, 98 yards for 3 touchdowns, bro. Jackson Dart also ran a lot with him, 13 carries for 58 yards. And on the passing, when it came to passing, Jackson Dart was 17 of 25, 195 yards, 1 touchdown. Not bad for these young rookies who came out to play. And when you play like that and energize that defense with Abdul Carter, with Dexter Lawrence, with Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns, you allow that defense to be able to do some of the things that they would like to do. And that is coming off a bad loss versus the New Orleans Saints. And they came in, executed the game plan, unlike the Philadelphia Eagles, and got themselves a victory. Now, I want to say this. I got to say it. Brian Daboll and Jackson Dart. Brian Daboll and Jackson Dart. Y'all cannot be having Jackson Dart running and taking these hits like that. Otherwise, his career will be cut short. You can't have this young fella taking all these crazy hits from these linebackers, from these defensive linemen. Otherwise, the Jackson Dart that you hope to have for the next decade, it might not be available to you. You have to protect him. You have to feed the ball to the running backs that you have available to you. And one of them is a maniac named Cam Scatterboot. I'm not opposed to having Jackson Dart run the football. But when you call QB runs, it comes with a high price. And I know you want to win games, Brian Daboll, but you also have to protect this young player. And Jackson Dart, you seen what happened to Cam Newton, probably one of the most physically imposing quarterbacks out there. When that shoulder injury happened, he was cooked. He was cooked. You have to protect him. He cannot take all these hits. Otherwise, his career will not be long in New York. Protect Jackson Dart. He's getting hit too much and too hard. I know it sounds crazy because we play football, but damn. Jackson Dart, your ass better get in the booth. Slide, brother. This ain't the cha-cha slide, but you got to slide, brother. You have to slide. He can't keep taking all these hits like that. You seen the play the way he went off. It wasn't even necessarily a bad hit, but those things happen time and time again after you keep getting exposed to some of those hits from these other guys on the defensive side. If you keep exposing yourself to that, you might be in a tent a little more often than you like. And we don't need Jackson Dart to be in a tent more than what we like. I want to see the young player play. I'm not even a fan of the New York Giants. I want to see I like football. So if I'm turning on my Thursday night game, I want to see the best people out there. So I wish no injury on nobody. But as a quarterback, that needs to be available for this Giants team, he cannot be getting hit like that. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple people that agree with me. He took some hits. On a play that he was sent back to the tent, he damn near had his neck ringed off. Come on now. You got to protect him. You have to protect him. And Jackson Dart, you have to protect yourself. You got to get it right. Now, it's a hell of a game plan that you put together, Brian Daboll, for this team. It was a hell of a game plan. But let's try to minimize some of those rushes. We talked about what happened to Cam Newton, and you see that Josh Allen doesn't run anymore. He runs, but not as often as he did, with jumping over people, trying to truck people, stuff like that. No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Jackson Dart, you need to get your ass out of bounds or slide. Brian Daboll, if you need to pick up some extra yards, you need to hand it off to Cam Scatterboot or find another running back. Tyrone Tracy is not bad from my evaluation. Or you got Devin Singletary. Find somebody else to take the blows. Not Jackson Dart. Come on now. Protect the prize. This young man is playing some really good games out here. He's giving this team an opportunity. The last thing that you want to see from Jackson Dart is for him to be out for a couple games with a concussion. You don't need that right now. And I know that's being a little negative after a great win for the New York Giants, but we got to call it how we see it. At least that's what we're going to do over here on NFL Central. If that is too real for you, this is not the place for you. I want people that's in here that's going to keep it real. That's the family and the community we trying to build on NFL Central. People that's going to keep it real. People that's going to break down the game the best way we know how. That's it. So, Brian Daboll, get it together, my boy. Call a hell of a game. You gave your team an opportunity, and Jackson Dart gave you an opportunity. And he is young. But you don't want this young fella to take all these crazy hits because he was getting his ass popped. I honestly thought that he almost came up with an ankle injury a couple times the way them defensive linemen was falling on them legs. Come on now. Protect the prize. But also, man, good victory for the New York Giants, bro. Good victory for them. Where do they go from here? I don't know. We're going to see, man. We're going to see. Next up on the docket for them is Denver Broncos. Now, I ain't going to lie. This is going to sound a little bit contradictory. This I ain't going to lie. This is going to sound a little bit contradictory. Jackson Dart. Hey, you might be running for your life that day, bro. You might be running for your life that day, bro. I'm just saying. But if Jackson Dart could continue to do what he need to do, especially in the pass game, because we seen a pass that went up the sideline that drew a pass interference that allowed them to go up to the 34 points that they ended the game with. That was a hell of a pass. That was a hell of a pass. I forget the wide receiver who was being targeted, but that was a hell of a pass. But you got Denver, and then you got Eagles, and then you got San Francisco, and then the Chicago Bears. There's some opportunities right there in front of you for the New York Giants, man. You got some opportunities. Denver Broncos is not going to be an easy out, but you give yourself opportunity when you're able to play like that and run the football. It's just Jackson Dart. If you get called upon and run the football, get down, my boy. Get down, my boy. And Brian Daboll, protect the boy. Come on now. But hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central, man. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you always love football. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks